Hello again. Today, we are talking about one of the biggest financial efforts in EU history, the Recovery and Resilience Facility, also known as the RRF. It is a 650 billion euros fund created after the COVID-19 crisis. There have been several reports on the RRF over the past few years, but this time something different has happened. The European Court of Auditors has published a full review, and we could say it finally gives us some important conclusions. And they are asking a very uncomfortable question. What did Europe actually get for all that money? Let's break it down. The RRF was launched in 2021 to help EU countries recover from the pandemic and to push forward reforms in green energy, digital infrastructure, and economic resilience. But unlike traditional EU spending, the RRF does not reimburse countries based on what they spend. Instead, it releases money when governments hit certain milestones and targets in their national plans. It is supposed to be a more performance-based system. Less bureaucracy, more results. But here is the problem. According to a recent review by the European Court of Auditors, this system is not actually focused on performance in any meaningful way. Why? Because there is no data on real costs and almost no solid information on outcomes. That makes it really hard to say whether the money was spent efficiently or even who actually received it. The auditors also found major weaknesses in how the fund is controlled. The European Commission relies heavily on national governments to detect fraud and irregularities. But those systems are not always strong. And unless there is serious fraud, the Commission cannot even recover the money, even if procurement rules were broken. That is right. The EU can still make full payments even when something is gone wrong. And because of how the milestones are designed, some countries receive large amounts of money before they even finish their projects. So there is a real risk that the EU could end up paying for things that are never completed. There is also a timing issue. Many of the measures funded by the RRF still have not been finished, and the deadline is August 2026. If projects are delayed much longer, they might not be completed at all. Meanwhile, just because money has been transferred to national budgets does not mean it has reached the real economy, businesses, workers, local communities. And here is the kicker. The RRF is financed almost entirely through borrowing. That worked well when interest rates were low, but now rates have gone up. And by 2026, the cost could be more than double the original estimate. All of this will put real pressure on future EU budgets, especially since there was no clear repayment plan when the RRF was launched. So, what is the lesson here? The auditors are not saying the RRF was a mistake. In fact, it helped Europe respond quickly to a massive crisis. But they are warning that any future EU fund based on performance needs to be built on stronger foundations: real transparency, reliable data, clear accountability, and better protection of taxpayers' money. Because 650 billion euros is a lot, and right now we still do not really know what Europeans got in return. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to share and see you in the next one.